Good morning, Brainwhit Court School. Welcome to today's assembly. What are we going to do today? Learn, enjoy, succeed. Today is Tuesday the 16th of June and it is also Issa's birthday. Happy birthday, Issa! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Issa. Happy birthday to you. Have an amazing day, Issa. Okay, so I have been reading you Aesop's fables, and if you remember, each fable has a moral to it. Now, to start off today's assembly, I'm going to give you 3 morals, and you are then going to have to guess which one of those morals is illustrated by this story. So your first moral is, don't judge a book by its cover. Your second moral is, if you are wise, you will look out for signs of danger. And your third moral is, things are not always as they seem. Today's fable is called The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. As day broke, the wolf crept from his lair and followed the scent of the sheep up the hill. He made his way cautiously, moving from bush to bush for cover. When he reached the top of the hill, he was rewarded with the sight of a fat flock of sheep grazing peacefully on the lush grass. Then he snarled as he glimpsed the shepherd standing over them, carefully scanning for danger. "He's always here," growled the wolf. "If I could only think of a way to outwit him." Then something caught his eye, an old sheepskin lying abandoned on the ground. The wolf waited until the shepherd had turned away before pouncing on the skin. He grabbed it in his long yellow teeth and dragged it back to his hiding place. "What a wonderful piece of luck," thought the wolf. "Now I know how I can get my teeth onto those sheep." What do you think he's going to do? Have you got an idea? He shrugged the sheepskin over his own coat and with his head down, he slipped amongst the flock. His scent was covered by the sheepskin, and to his amazed delight, his plan worked. None of the sheep noticed, nor the shepherd, but Wolf told himself to wait. Patience was the key if he were truly going to feast on the flock. As the light began to fade, the shepherd called to the sheep and herded them down the hill back to the safety of their pen, and Wolf was with them. The shepherd shut the gate, and the wolf grinned. "He's locked me in with the sheep," he chuckled. "I can eat all night." Wolf gave a contented sigh, knowing he wouldn't have to go far for his supper. Listening to the peaceful bleats of the sheep, he shut his eyes, and in no time he was fast asleep. But even before the shepherd had reached his home, he remembered he wanted meat for his supper, so he returned to the pen, took out his knife, and killed the first sheep that came to hand. Only when he dragged the body out of the pen and laid it on the ground before him did he realise it was actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. "Ho, my old enemy," said the shepherd. "It seems your disguise worked a little too well." Now, let's go back to our 3 morals that I gave you at the beginning and see if you can guess which moral that story was trying to illustrate. So number 1, don't judge a book by its cover. Number 2, if you are wise, you will look out for signs of danger. And number 3, things are not always as they seem. So which one of those do you think was illustrated by a wolf in sheep's clothing? It was number 3. Things aren't always as they seem, because the wolf tried to hide himself, didn't he? Tried to disguise himself as a sheep in the hope that he would then be able to outwit and trick the shepherd. But when the shepherd came along to kill a sheep, actually, things weren't as they seemed. He was actually the wolf. That's a really good lesson to learn. Don't take what you see at face value. If you see something straight away, it isn't always what it seems. Now, that made me think about optical illusions. Have you ever heard of an optical illusion? They're really cool and they boggle my brain sometimes. So optical illusions are where you see a picture of something and it's not always what it seems straight away. Sometimes it can be more than one thing. You can see something different in a picture. or it can confuse or trick your mind. So here's a few optical illusions for you. Are you ready? Right, here's the first one. Right, look really closely. What do you see? It's a tricky optical illusion, that one, isn't it? Because actually, when you look at it, first off, I see 3 pointy cylinders at the end. Do you see that? 3 points, like the end of a fork. But actually, when you look more closely, that's not what it is at all. Isn't that cool? Okay, ready for your next one? Right, what do you see? Now, actually, do you see 1 triangle or do you see 2 triangles? Do you see 1 triangle laid over the top of the other? Or do you see 1 triangle that has been just got bits cut out of it? What do you think it looks like? It's tricking your mind, isn't it? Next one. Okay, look at this one. What do you see when you look at it? Do you see little black dots popping up on the white dots? I do. When I look at that, I can see in between the squares, I can see the white circles and little black circles, black spots pop up all over it. That's tricking your eyes because actually they're not really there. And your last one. This is quite a famous one, this. What do you see? There are 2 women you could see in this photo. There's an old lady and there's a young lady. Keep looking at the photo until you can see them both. Have you got it? They're funny, aren't they? So that's my moral of today. Things are not always as they seem. Don't judge things by face value because they are not always what they seem. Have a great day, Braywick Court. Bye.